Welcome to WxTV, your online source for weatherization training. In this episode, we're going to look at dense packing walls with cellulose insulation. This home in Butte, Montana, in particular is interesting in that it contains both balloon and platform framing. Prior to weatherization, this 3-story monster didn't have a bit of insulation.
Hi, I'm Philip Easterday. I represent Human Resources out of Butte, Montana. We're going to be insulating this home today. It's going to be an interior blow with rakes done, attics done, and walls. We cannot do the blow from outside because of the steel siding. It's almost impossible to take off and almost impossible to put back together. We want to put caution tape across all sidewalks, so anywhere that anybody could walk, so they don't walk through our area and take the chance of falling or getting hurt. Okay, we have lead safe signs here. We don't want anybody that's not working to come up here to where we're working. Steffi is going to be starting to build containment in a room that we're going to have to do an interior blow. He's going to start plasticking all the furniture. He brought all the furniture away from the walls that we're going to bore. On a house like this with paneling, when we bore holes and we put plugs in, it's going to look terrible afterwards. So what we're going to do is make sure we bore all the holes in a nice straight line. And then we will take 1x4s, we will prime them, we will paint them, and we will put up another border about halfway across. Just because this paneling is here, don't mean there's no lead paint. There will be lead paint behind this paneling. So all of this will be covered. And then we will build a containment across, which we'll show you later on after it's done.
So how do you locate the stud cavities?
You just kind of run it in there till you locate the stud. And you just go ahead and kind of mark it out, lay it out, and then you're obviously going to go a little bit farther so you can hopefully get to the center of the cavity while you're blowing it.
Sure.
If we're at a window, we'll have to bore 2 to make sure we get above the window. Yeah, it's normally 1 hole per cavity.
Here blowing walls. He's on the 2nd story. He has a plate right here, so he cannot blow down to the 1st story. But the 2nd story and 3rd story are balloon framing. He can blow this story and the 3rd story from this one hole.
Nice, Jimbo. Should be getting close. Come on. I'll load one real quick. Come on, you don't want to keep the tank. And every once in a while, you're running down the road.
What's that?
Just probably too much too much plaster put through it, and then we gotta find it, get her out. I'm venturing to guess that it's going to go up and then it's going to actually loose fill the whole cavity, and then it'll start building and it'll just keep building its way down as I pull the hose out. Holy! That's not a little hole. Here's our poly bag. Thank you. And he's going to work his way all the way along here.
You should have 3 cavities.
It's open all the way along here.
But you see, he's a story. He's on the 2nd story. You see how that blows all the way up here nice?
Yep.
When we blow a house, we always try to look any way we can to where we don't have to bore holes in the interior of the house. We'll try to go, this is balloon framing. We're very lucky on this house. A lot of times we'll go in the basement and see if we can't bore a hole through the plate in the basement to blow the walls. We try to look for any way we can where we don't have to build containment and bore holes into their home. Right now this has balloon framing, so that's what we're doing right now is blowing the walls. I'm using the 1.5-inch hose because we have a plate here. I can't get nothing bigger in it. On the other side, we got a 2-inch hose down there. But I can get the 1.5-inch hose down into the cavity. I've got a window right here. So, when we're done blowing this wall, we got to go downstairs and see what kind of space is under the window. We'll have to bore a couple of holes downstairs under that window to fill them cavities. Whenever you come across a window, you got to blow under the window downstairs. Here I'm into a solid wall cavity. Gonna try to get the hose down as far as we possibly can. The farther we can get the hose down, the better the pack. Okay, I'm hitting the bottom right now. When you hit the bottom, you want to pull your hose up, or else you'll plug up. We're going to poly bang all my cracks. This is a slow process here with the 1.5 inch, but it's way better than boring a hole and building containment down below. Monty!
Yo!
I think he can open me up another 1/2 notch.
Okay.
Cellulose plugs a lot more. So cellulose, our mark for cellulose is right here when we use this hose. Okay, if you don't, you're going to plug up, and you're going to plug up a lot, and it takes hours. Sometimes to unplug, you can plug up a whole line. You'll be out here for 2 hours unplugging it. Our air, depending on the wall you have. If you have a wall that's just paneling, you want to run your air at very low air, probably at about 1,000 RPMs. We adjust our air with our RPMs. When we blow an attic, we want a lot of pressure on our attic, a lot of RPMs. We run it at about 2,200 on attics. When we blow walls, we run it at about 2,100, depending on the wall. Lath and plaster, if you have a wall that's lath and plaster and has a lot of cracks in the lath, you want to run this at about 1,800, or you'll pop the lath off the wall. Sheetrock, if you're only a 1/4 inch sheetrock, you want to run it at about 1,800 RPMs. If you're 1/2 inch sheetrock and it's screwed well, you can run it at about 2,200 RPMs without blowing the wall out. And don't get concerned, you're going to blow walls out. It happens, it's common. I mean, you'll blow a wall out. You do it long enough.
Well, that's it for another episode of WxTV. We just saw dense packing walls from the interior. Now, this old home had balloon framing, so the crew was able to blow in some of that insulation from the attic space to avoid drilling holes in the client's home. Now, just as this crew was thinking on their feet to come up with solutions for their unique housing stock, we want to hear from you and any solutions that you come up with for your housing stock. Just click on the link at the bottom of the WxTV homepage to contact us. And thanks for watching. WxTV, your online source for weatherization information, techniques, and expert advice.